Welcome back to episode 7 of Childish Things, a threadbare story here at Ghostlight Gamers. We're happy to be back. We're happy to have you all back with us. We took last week off, and we all got some much-needed rest, I think, probably. I don't know. I rested all weekend. I can't even think of anything exciting I did. I got a crown put in my mouth.
Is that your first time getting one of those?
Fancy.
Yeah, it is, and it was all right.
It was fine.
The root canal was really the worst part, and then the crown was fine.
Is it gold?
It's not gold. You can't even see it. It's just normal looking tooth color.
Tooth color?
Boom. That's technology. For
Wow,
Did you get to
yeah.
choose that, or did they just choose that for you?
They just they just chose it for me. Now that I think about it, it's
I'm
like
a little irritated. Yeah, it's like when you're a kid, you get to pick your cast color.
Mhm.
And
yeah,
Your braces color?
Yeah, your braces color. They went full on automatic circumcision at birth is what they did to you.
Oh, jeez. Good morning.
Yeah, that definitely equates.
You know that's what happens in most American
God.
hospitals now.
I love
No
Kelsey.
choice.
It wouldn't
That
be
is a-
Kelsey if we didn't start talking about genitalia.
You're right. You're right.
You're telling
Right out
me.
the
What did
gate.
you do last weekend, Andy?
I got circumcised, actually.
Oh, nice. We're continuing to talk
Thank you.
about it. We're
Thank you.
continuing on
I'm
this
I'm
thread.
glad that you had the choice and chose to do that.
Thank you. No, I did not. I was glamping, actually. It was very exciting, and it's literally like glamping is in the name of the place we went to, so I'm not just using that term. It is a pod, like a wooden pod that we stayed in, with air conditioning and a bed, but it's in the middle of the woods, and there's a farm on the grounds too. So we had the great joy of holding a baby goat, which was probably the highlight of the year, honestly, of my entire
Holding
year.
a baby goat.
Well,
Holding that baby
Low
goat.
bar.
I
low
mean,
bar.
I mean, it's been a
been
pretty
in my
rough year.
house for months, so
Yeah.
holding
I
a
mean-
baby goat was amazing.
But the Chiefs won the Super Bowl this year, Andy. Did you forget that?
That
think
doesn't
everybody
seem
did.
like this year.
Yeah.
That
I think
seems
everybody
like
did
last
forget
year.
that.
That was years ago. Yeah.
Anybody else have any exciting events last weekend?
I didn't. I would like to show though that whiteout is still an extremely valuable tool. But remember back in the day when you'd have to wait like 45 minutes for it to dry, and then
Uh-huh.
you'd still fuck up your pen and the paper by trying to write over it.
Yeah, you can't do that.
This is the quick dry, and it legitimately like within 2 minutes is ready to use, like to write on. So highly recommend.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I see it says quick dry correction fluid.
Correction fluid.
So is
Uh-huh.
whiteout the brand name and correction fluid is like facial tissue of the
Yeah.
clinic
Ooh.
world? Wow.
Yes.
Oh.
I think it
If you didn't
is.
know that, yeah.
Did
And
we
there's
crack
ones
that?
that are correction tape. It's the same deal,
Right.
but
I
it's
like the correction tape, but
I
it
do
sucks
too.
when it gets all messed up. Like
Yep.
I've
it's
had
per-
so
it's
many.
good until it's good, and then it's bad.
hmm
Like with
Ooh.
so many things.
Yeah, but I
This
have
episode brought to you by Bic.
Bic whiteout correction fluid.
Yeah. If it's not Bic, it's not.
Hey.
Not doing the trick.
Correctional
There we go.
fluid.
Ooh, I like that.
That's good. Andy's better.
If it's not big,
My
it's
dog
not
likes it
correctional
too.
fluid.
Anything exciting for you?
I started streaming Fallout 76 on my
Didn't even see it.
gamer page with a couple of my best friends.
Aw.
The game is fine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Okay.
The game, yeah. When it came out, it really sucked. It really, really sucked, and so people didn't buy it. But they've added a bunch of stuff into it, so we'll see. It's okay. It's a lot more fun when you play with friends. But that was the most exciting thing that I could think of that I did last weekend.
And if you guys like myself, we're surprised to find that we aren't his best friends.
Yeah.
We weren't. None of us were there. It was two
Whoa.
other people that were
Oops.
there.
Oops.
Oh.
I wasn't gonna bring
bye,
it up on
everybody.
air,
Bye,
but-
everybody. I'll just duck out.
Emma,
Look out now.
any big events for you?
I got a parking ticket.
Oh no.
I had to fix that. Well, I mean by fix, I mean go to the DMV and get new plates. But I put them on my car all by myself. So
What a
I'm proud of
badass. And your dress.
Also, I have a new dress that I got at Retro Vixen, and it has unicorns on it and
Yay.
rainbows and a
Oh,
little
that's
bow in
pretty
the
sweet.
back.
And it's
So
so
are they-
flattering.
Are they
I
the
love
rainbows
it.
coming out of their mouth or their butt?
Or are they writing
or
them?
both.
No, they're like coming out like they're like this, and then the rainbow is coming out of their like hooves.
I see.
Oh,
Yes.
fair
Out of
enough.
Oh.
those
It's
classic
the pose.
rainbows.
Is that
It's the unicorn
anatomically
pose
correct?
that does it.
Yeah,
Also, I have a
Ryan, the
donut.
Is that where-
unicorns that are real
Chelsea
shoot
got
out
me a
hands.
donut.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me live
You
in
got
my
a donut?
fantasy.
Where'd you get donuts from? Give me a shout out.
Kelsey bought me donuts from Jamoli's, right? No, that's Fulton.
Lamar's.
Sorry,
Yep.
Lamar's.
When?
Can't go
when
wrong.
did you get those
Mars,
donuts?
classic goodness.
None of your
Nuts.
business. I have my own money.
Ooh, best friend
And
secret.
no, I'm wondering when did you get them, and why don't we have some of them? At
I
our
know.
house?
I think
I
we got
would-
them on Thursday.
Yeah, she sent them. No, Friday. You
Friday.
sent them on Friday morning, and I've only eaten like 5 of them. So I'm
Wow,
really
you-
proud of myself.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Send
We
them a
were-
It is
dozen.
really good.
we,
Yeah.
we got a box of
Impressive.
Lamar's donuts, and we ate them like
In 2
before
days.
2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I froze like 6 of them, so I'll be good on donuts for the next couple of months.
Yay. Yeah, my goal is always when Emma shows an interest in something to make her no longer ever be interested in it again by sending her too much of it.
Aw,
Oh,
Andy?
friendship.
I have one. I'm so sorry. I know I already talked about baby goats. I do have a show and tell though as well.
mhm.
I've been spending a lot of time. I know we got things to do, toys to embody. I've been spending a lot of time on Zoom for my job, and it's really been hurting my eyes. So I got these blue blocker glasses
Yeah.
Oh,
that I will be wearing for the episode today.
I'm into it.
Fantastic.
Professor Andy is in
Embracing the
house.
look.
There we go.
Mhm.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like those are his superpower glasses. He puts them on and he becomes his super persona.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
reverse Supermaning.
I should get
I think
some
that's
of
a sexy
those.
position.
Get some of
I
that.
look at computer
That's
screens
cool.
all day.
No, blue
Ryan-
blockers are awesome. You should
Are
definitely.
they?
I currently have 4 computer screens pointing at my face right now. So
You
Yeah,
should
I
get
should
some,
probably
right?
get some.
Okay, we should probably get started because
Okay.
people have come here to
This is
listen
quality
to us.
content.
Hi,
Justin.
people.
Peoples.
If you're listening live right now, hi. Thank you for watching live.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
We're so
On
happy
Twitch.
you're here.
Welcome
you're
to
watching
smash
later.
that follow button. Hit
Smash
that
that
button. Hit the
follow.
damn button.
Or you could gently caress it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Gently
make sure
caress
that
the
you
button,
actually
but make
click
sure
it.
that it actually
You
presses
must
it.
press the button.
You can't
Yeah,
just-
you get
yeah,
too
just
gentle
hover
and you're
over
like,
it.
I
Yeah.
thought I followed.
Place
thing
your
turned
cat
into a
on your
hand.
laptop and just computer and let them just go crazy,
figure
and
it
they'll
out.
probably do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when we last left off, our tiny adventurers, along with their new allies, were working toward finally getting out of the underground. In a climactic encounter with a large, angry alligator named Barbara, the toys worked together to save each other and free Barbara from her makeshift prison. Xoxo rode Barbara out to the river where he said goodbye, and then was immediately arrested by a nearby squad of toys, led by a very ripped, very, very hunky, kind of dark cloaked, white-eyed figure. Meanwhile, everybody else was escorted out of the sewers by a small company of new toys, including an ultra shifter boat with the face of a wolf, a fuzzbee with a weirdly deep voice, and a Debbie doll that has many similarities to Summer. Now, before we jump in, I had one more thing I wanted to say. I was rewatching last week's episode, 2 weeks ago, whatever, and I realized like all of my voices sounded the same at the end. So
They just melded together.
I've done my best to try and diversify the voices so that they kind of. It's hard when you're meeting new characters and they all sound the same. So I'm trying to kind of help that out a little bit. So some of them might sound slightly different than they did last week. Just roll with it.
Did you
Cool.
sit alone in your room and practice the different voices?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I did.
that
And I
was
did.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I want
You have to.
I want B-roll footage of that.
Yeah.
That's,
I would
that's
say
our
stuff like that
exclusive-
is a lot more cute to your partner whenever you haven't been in quarantine with them for like 4 months.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because like me and Ryan we both, things that used to be fun and interesting about us are now like,
Yeah, when we start our Patreon one day,
Put that in it.
that'll be some exclusive content for our Patreon subscribers.
Get ready for it.
Just a video, an hour-long video of me coming up with voices.
Love it.
And the joke is they all sound the
They're
same.
all exactly the same. It's like Zoolander.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm the Zoolander of voiceover acting. Okay, so we're gonna pick up here with everybody but Xoxo. So you all have made your own little makeshift propeller boat, and alongside the ultra shifter boat, who is driving, sailing, what is the term? Driving, navigating next to you. What do you call it when you boating next to you? Yeah. And on that boat, so you're all kind of split up between the two boats. Doesn't really matter too much because you quickly see with daylight kind of out ahead of you, the tunnel opens up, and there are larger sized kind of like buildings all around you. You realize you are at the river. I don't know if we had. Did I give you a new map by chance, Ryan?
No. I did not receive that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We'll do it next week. So next week I'll update the map for you guys, and we'll see where we're at. But just know that you're kind of more in a you're on like a docks basically. There's the river out in front. There are lots of wooden crates. There's a metal containers, like a lot of metal containers. Like it's like a warehouse district type thing. So there's lots of large, square, fortified, heavy metal buildings and boxes, and there are different like ladders and like staircases and whatnot, kind of going up to different levels. It looks like a very, it looks almost militaristic in its like aesthetic. It's got a very very cold, hard mood to it. And
I think can I say in a narrative? I think Lucinda reaches out to hold Summer's hand and says, "This is very different from where we're from."
Summer holds Lucinda's hand, excited that someone wants to hold her hand, and she says, "Yeah, you're right. Isn't it exciting?"
And Rev sees anyone holding hands, and he kind of feels a little sad because he can never hold anyone's hand.
The one thing he can never do.
Well, that and like eating, and there's a lot of stuff.
Well,
so well, good. I like that. So
paint the picture.
So the ultra shifters kind of takes the lead, and they dock up ahead, and you see there are a number of other toys, different mecha type toys, like action figures and toys like that are kind of coming down and helping help everybody off the boat. Your boat is kind of pulled in. Excuse me. Your boat is kind of pulled into the side of theirs, and you all are kind of like ushered to step off the boat and kind of ushered up some stairs to like an open area. You see, you've kind of raised up a little bit to like more of like the solid ground, and although there's like a few cracks in the ground and whatnot, this is like concrete. There's not a lot of like damage here to the world as there is back where you're at. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of different. And you all see there's big chain link fences all around, which would be way too high for toys to get over. So you see that there's cut into them like little walkways on the bottom, but it still gives you that like sense that you're almost kind of like blocked in, which is kind of a weird sensation that maybe a lot of you haven't had before until you went into the sewers. So anyway, you see a toy come up, and it is a dark hooded figure, white eyes, very muscular, and this figure, you hear them kind of pointing off to giving orders to a few of the other toys. You see behind you coming up is another mecha toy, and it looks like the Ultra Shifter boat has transformed into, or I should say has shifted into into a walking, it reminds you very much of Axel back in your own community. But you see this, you see she kind of walks up behind you. She's a little taller than most of you, I would say, because she's a decent sized boat. Again, black chipped paint, red like details, and that wolf like face is kind of like all across her chest. And she comes up behind you. It's you three. You got the privates. You got Oodle, and you got Olivia, Flick, and Stretch. And so the however many of that there are of you are all are all kind of in this like, and you notice too late that you're kind of surrounded on all sides, and they're not like super close, uncomfortably close, but you can tell that they're all kind of like unsure of what to do with you. And the action figure with the dark clothing and or really no clothing, it's just dark paint and rippling, that's, I mean, action figures don't have clothes, at least not this one.
No, they're naked.
It's just paint. And so you see he steps forward and says, wait, now I gotta figure out which voice I had for him. Hold on.
Go to
Deanna, which voice did I have for this guy?
And he says, Deanna, and he says, all right, what's the word? You all come from the sewers?
Lucinda steps up and says,
Hello, my name is Lucinda. We were in the sewers to try to rescue a friend of ours. What's your name?
And he kind of looks over to a few of the others and he says, right, I heard about this friend of yours.
Peg? You
You
did?
have?
You heard about Peg?
Oh, is that what you call her? Because we call her the Terror. And
You know Peg too? That's so funny.
We're talking about the same toy.
Peg is really nice.
And very small.
Yeah.
he steps
She would
forward.
never terrorize anyone.
He steps forward, kind of ignoring what you're saying, and
Hey.
and he says, "Tell me the truth. Did you let out that beast?" And
oh, Barbara. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a toy.
That's not a toy. That's not what we were talking about. We didn't mean to let her out.
We were just trying to escape and find our other friend, Xoxo.
We're having a
Oh.
bit of a slippery friend problem.
Yeah, we got a lot of friends to find.
and Flick is like lying on his side. Stretch just kind of has like holding him in his arms. And,
Oh, Justin, then I'm gonna be by them. If Flick is hurt, I'm gonna be by Flick.
well, and to be clear, I mean you're all pretty hurt. I would think.
Did we
Flick and
not
Oodle-
jury
Flick
rig
and Oodle are
ourselves?
pretty much the worst.
I think I'm okay.
Say
I
that
thought
again.
at the end of last session we decided that we would each take a short rest and fix up ourselves a little bit. Did we?
You
Did
yeah.
that happen?
Each of you
Okay.
got one damage redone, but
Still
I mean,
have
you're
three.
still pretty hurt.
Okay,
So
I'm fine.
there you go. Okay, good. So yeah, Flick and Oodle look pretty bad. And one of the other toys kind of steps in from the side, and you get a first look at him. He's standing next to the Fuzzbee that you all met earlier. And this one though is a so yeah, the southern grizzled kind of guy with the muscles and whatnot. He's like an action figure. He's a little shorter in stature than you, Summer, as like a Debbie doll. But this man steps forward, and he actually looks similar to a Debbie doll, but you would recognize him to be a military Mike toy. And he steps forward, dark complexion, kind of like short cropped hair. He doesn't really have hair, I guess. It's kind of a plastic, it almost looks like a Justin Timberlake circa 2000, but darker. But it's that same kind of like weird. Anyway, so
Hard curls.
It's hard. It's very hard, plasticky looking curls.
Crispy ramen.
Crispy ramen, yeah. So anyway, he steps forward and he says, now, Captain, I think these people have been through a decent amount of pain and loss here. Perhaps we could just help them out and maybe ask some questions later. And he eyeballs a few of you and kind of like tries to say like, sorry about that. And then the Fuzzbee steps up next to him, and they say, Adam's right. We need to help these people before they die on our watch. Let's get them some fixing. And the captain, who now you know is just called Captain, says, yeah, all right, well, get them over to the medic and then put them in the brig.
What?
We'll
The
deal with
brig?
them later. And everybody kind of goes like, oh, hey, whoa, you know, like, but I mean, the privates are kind of like, hey, wait, hold on. And
Lucinda says,
I've never been to a brig before.
A few of the others in the outside circle are like, Captain, that's too much, too far, you know, that kind of thing. And then you hear a voice come over all of them. And this voice says, silence! And everyone stops. Except for like Pickle and Mint and Shamrock. They're like, I think the brig's a little too far, baby, right? Am I crazy? And then they realize and they kind of stand at attention. Coming down from a staircase, you see another military Mike toy. She is also kind of darker complexion. She has long, again, plasticky hair, but it's like these longer kind of dreads. And she's got kind of a cut up face a bit, as if like the plasticiness and whatnot has kind of been cracked a few times. And she also wears rather it is part of the inherent toy, but there's an eye patch over her left eye. And she's walking down the stairs and she says, listen up. These are our guests right now, and they will be treated as such until we have proof otherwise. Get them some fixing and give them a place to stay. Not the brig, Captain Moon. All right. Folks, welcome to Boardberg. My name's Patch. And
Hi, Patch.
Thank you, Patch, for your kind welcome. My name is Lucinda.
I'm Summer.
And I'm Rev.
very nice to meet all of you. And Stretch says, and I'm Stretch. And she says,
and this is Flick and Oodle, and they really need your help.
Yeah,
This is Pickles, Shamrock, and Mint.
And where's Olivia?
Olivia's like, you don't see Olivia, and then you look around and you see she's underneath your cab, and she like slides out, and she's like, oh, I'm down here, hi. Olivia. And
You can stay under there if you want to, if that's comfortable for you.
Yeah, I think I will.
Hello, friends.
And Patch,
Have a
Patch
symbiote.
just kind of looks at all of you, and says, "Right, well, we'll talk soon." And she turns and walks back up the stairs. You all are ushered over, led by the nicer military Mike young man and the Fuzzbee over to a like a little tent set up. It's kind of like a little makeshift like medic tent type thing here in the compound, if you will. And so you're led over there, and over there you find there is a you find the same Debbie doll that was on the boat earlier, the one with the dark brown hair, similar features to Summer. She seems to be over here patching up a few different people, finishing up, and she turns to you all and she says, "Oh, hi. Give me the worst ones, and we'll get to all of you eventually. My name's Winter." And she takes
that's Summer's face. Here, oh, I can help. And Summer is gonna, maybe a little too hard, grab Flick by his one arm. And here, Flick really needs your help. Why don't I help you help Flick? Right, Flick?
Yeah, I guess that's fine. Whatever.
Yay.
So scary.
And so Winter kind of like looks at you, and there's like this whole like Parent Trap moment of kind of like
That's good.
each other. Yeah, it's a full on.
Although, does Winter like? Because Summer, to remind our listeners, she has like bites all over her face. So is Winter damaged at all, or is Winter still?
Winter looks pretty well maintained.
Okay.
She is not nearly as damaged as you.
So it's like looking at Summer if Summer hadn't been damaged that bad. For
Yes.
me, it's like seeing
Yes.
myself if I was perfect
Yeah.
or mint condition or something.
Right. And
Well, luckily we just found a new face for you.
Face off.
and that's not that different because, you know, Autumn back home also kind of bears a very striking resemblance to you, but in a more perfect way.
Okay.
So basically the way that I'm, you know, meta game thinking of this is you all were part of the same like series of Debbie doll release. So you're
Okay.
all very similar, but with like different hair colors and
It's a
different
seasonal release.
accessories.
Yes. I mean, it's
a
accurate.
seasonal release.
So Summer is going to help Winter.
Okay.
That's my action.
She just kind of says, she says, "Right. Well, I would appreciate your help. Thank you." And she sits down, and you guys start to getting to work. I will say, roll me a jury rig, Summer. And you'll have a +1 on this because Winter is helping you. And this will be just to kind of fix up Flick.
I just opened the roll thing and I saw all of the scary pictures that Kelsey posted of the various Furbies, and it scared me.
The long Furbies.
And okay, there it is. 9.
9. Okay, great. And with a 9, you can successfully repair the part. And it uses up your stuff.
Oh, I don't have stuff. Can I take some stuff from the medic tent?
You actually have isn't that part of your inherent thing as a...
Well, the last time that I performed a jury rig, I decided we made a device and I used my stuff to make the device.
Right. I guess I thought you had a thing where you never use up your stuff whenever you jury rig.
Oh, is that the same if I'm making a device? I thought that I had to use up my stuff if it was a device. Because yeah, when I jury rig, I haven't.
It's not the same. So you did use your stuff for the device.
Okay.
What I'm saying is right now you're jury rigging, so you don't actually have to use stuff.
It's one of our mecha moves.
Right.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a mecha move. It's salvage parts. There it is. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, you fix up. I'm gonna say that you, first of all, you squeeze a lot of the water out of Flick, and while you're doing that, Winter is finding some sort of arm. They have a bunch of different like body parts and pieces of different things here for like what's the word like prosthetics, I guess.
Yeah.
And so she grabs like a new arm. It looks like it's from some sort of like, I don't know, like a some sort of reptilian stuffed animal, because it's kind of green and scaly. And she sews that onto him. And so you guys kind of fix up Flick pretty nicely, and he sits up after a while and says, thanks, I guess. This fixing stuff isn't all that bad. Thanks. And he kind of goes and sits off by himself.
Thank you for saving us, Flick. I didn't forget that.
And then you realize, so he walks away, and you, Summer, notice that he's still missing a tail. He hasn't had a tail since you've known him.
Okay.
For the record, there's just kind of like a little butthole.
I'll make a mental note of that.
A mental note of that butthole.
I see that butthole.
And then you guys, just for the sake of time, we're gonna kind of move ahead here. So each of you can attempt to, or if let's see, Emma, if you want to roll a jury rig for each of your allies, if they want it. For the player characters, everybody else, I'll just say, gets kind of healed up a little bit, because I'm not really keeping track of their parts per se.
I am currently totally fine.
Lucinda, do you need any help?
I would love it if you had the resources.
Can I help?
Yeah.
So my legs and my apron and my dress are all ripped.
Okay.
So you do already have help from Winter, so
do I add that to my roll then?
You'll add a +1 to your roll, because Winter's helping you.
I'll just watch.
If you want to help, Rev, you can. Tell me how you're helping. Tell me how you're helping, Rev.
He's carrying stuff and things over to help the girls.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have it in the bed of my truck.
Okay,
Justin
roll.
just looked at me like every teacher I've ever had.
Okay, good answer. Roll help someone, Rev. That's plus ties. Do you have ties with Summer?
No.
God, no.
Then just roll 2d6, add nothing.
We need to form a tie, Summer.
I know. I was trying to. Well, that's what one of the things I wanted to do today was form a tie with someone.
10.
10. You succeed. You can grant them a +1 on their next move, which, okay. Take the consequences of the failure. Nah, that's not really applicable. Nothing breaks as a result of your help. Someone else can help too. Point to the next helper. What do you want to? Which two of those are you gonna pick?
I want. Oh shoot! I didn't know I was picking two. Oh, I see them. I want to grant a +1, and I want to point to the next helper, and I want Olivia to help.
Olivia.
I love Olivia.
Okay.
She's a part of me now.
I guess these +1s are just gonna stack, I suppose, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. So Olivia, I'm not gonna roll for Olivia, so she's just going to help, I guess.
So then with Rev and Olivia's help, that brings my 7 up to a 9.
9.
Fantastic. And that was already with the +1 from Winter.
I rolled 2 2s.
Okay.
Thanks,
well,
guys. I
good
really
thing all
needed
these
your
people
help.
She's tired.
So yeah, Olivia it kind of acts as like handing people the scalpel, the whatever, like needle. Yep, needle.
Thread.
She actually barfs it out from her mouth.
Yeah.
And then
Olivia does.
Yeah. And with that, you end up helping Lucinda. So Lucinda fixed one of your damaged parts.
Nice.
Let's see. Jury rig. You said it was a 9 that you got?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you repair a part. And then you also help Oodle, and you basically just kind of fix up the team a bit so people are more functional at the moment, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then you all, if you want, can take a breather. Once per session, you're allowed to take a breather. So if you want to heal another part, you can.
I'll do that.
Does that include
Because
me?
you're just kind of waiting around a little bit at this moment. So while you're all at the medic tent doing that, we're gonna jump over to our friend Xoxo.
Oh.
Xoxo, you open your eyes and you kind of come to. It's a little fuzzy what you remember, what happened.
Good choice of words.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, because he's a bear.
I'm a bear. I'm a stuffed bear.
A fuzzy bear.
And you remember riding Barbara out of the sewers. You remember getting snatched up by something or someone and plopped onto the ground, super wet and heavy, couldn't really move. And you remember looking up and seeing this intimidating figure telling you, welcome to Boardberg, and then like knocking you out. And you find yourself on a cold floor, hard concrete. Looking up and around, you see there's like fence. You're like in a chain link, like little fence, fenced in area. It's probably like 6 feet by like 4 feet, so it's pretty large.
Yeah,
but it's
big.
just you inside this fence. It's dark. You get the feeling you're not outside, you're inside somewhere. What do you do?
Can I see anybody? Or is it just me? Is it just darkness?
Can't see. You can't see anybody. You do hear some small movement. Some. You actually hear a little bit of like a zzz, zzz, every now and then, just kind of like a little bit of like some buzzing. Zzz, zzz.
I want to inspect the chain link fence, and I'm putting my. If I hear the buzz, I want to be cautious to think if maybe the fence is electrified.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead. You go to touch the chain link fence, cautiously. Nothing. It's not electrified.
Okay. Well then I want to just like, is there a door to this fence?
There is a door. It looks to be, it's like a little gate, and it looks like it's locked, with some chains and a padlock.
All right, well I just want to go to that door and like get like a few, I guess not feet away, maybe like a foot away from the door, and just sit down and just wait for somebody to come.
Okay. You go over and you sit down and you wait there. And after a few minutes, you hear a voice from the darkness beyond somewhere, and you hear a voice say, all awake there then?
Is that coming from inside the cage or outside the cage?
Not inside your cage, but somewhere inside this room that you're in.
Yeah, I'm awake. Are
Right,
you?
You?
What's your name there, Fuzzball?
Oh yeah, my name's Xoxo. Man, it's gonna be real hard not to jump into that British accent from this southern one. My name's Xoxo. What's yours?
I'm jumping back and forth between the two. Right. My name's Monty. They call me Monty. Hey, what'd you do to land yourself in here, there, fun?
Oh yeah, well I rode an alligator out to freedom, whose name was Barbara, because she was sad being trapped inside of a sewage system. So me and my friends worked together. Well, I guess I don't know how they felt about letting the giant alligator out of the sewer, but I felt compelled to help. So I helped her get out, and then I woke up here, and I'm all covered in water, and I'm pretty dirty, but I'm still here.
Bloody hell! That is a fascinating story. I cannot beat that.
It's not a competition, friend. It's just life.
Oh, sure, okay. Right. So, well, that is fascinating. You rode a beast. I rode Barbara.
Her name was Barbara. She's not a beast. She's just a thing that lives in this world with us.
Huh. Right. Cool. All right.
I think if we stop treating things that we're scared of as beasts and maybe got to learn to know them a little bit better, like this world that we live in will be a little bit better, don't you think? Anyways, Monty, what's your deal?
You hear silence for a while, and then you hear, yeah, it does sound kind of nice. To just not be afraid of things anymore.
It's okay to be afraid, but you have to figure out why you're afraid, and then see if it's something you can change or not.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well. Right. I'm in here because I hated this place and I wanted to leave. And
are you a resident at what is this place called? Boardberg?
Oh, Boardberg, yes. Yeah, I hate it here. It's not the friendliest of places, and they don't really let you do what you want to do. And so I tried to leave multiple times, each time failing, and I am just kind of living in here now.
Can I see him?
I wouldn't recommend trying to escape, because then they'll just stick you back in here for longer.
Can I see Monty?
He's still in the dark. You can't see him yet.
Okay. Do the guards ever come around here, or are there guards, or just, I guess I don't want to just say they're guards and that's all they are. Are there people that maybe come to and fro that I could speak to maybe?
Oh, yeah,
this has all just been a misunderstanding.
Guards, some of them are nice, some of them are not so nice. It's kind of a shootout. No, that's not right. It's a shoot. Crapshoot. Thank you. He yells.
Well, I don't want to break out, because there is a possibility that I have done something wrong and I'm just not privy to the wrong that I've done. And so I would like to, speak with them, hear their side of it, give my side of it.
You hear out. As you're talking, you hear something rolling toward you, like aggressively, and smack into the side of the chain link fence on like your left. So like you're facing this side where the gate is, and then from your left, where the voice has been coming from, kind of crashes into the gate next to you, and you see Monty, and with like a ferocious face, Monty says, "It doesn't matter what you've done, friend. It doesn't matter.
What does Monty look like?
They'll put you in here, and they won't let you out." And he looks ferocious. Monty is a cylindrical, kind of almost like a little like rocket ship, but bright pink in color. And
Cool.
and as he gets angrier, you see him kind of like that buzzing sound is actually coming from him, and he gets zzz, 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 and he kind of like vibrates against the chain link fence.
I want to go up to the fence that he's kind of ran into.
Yeah.
And I want to just like put one of my hands through the little hole, and like try to put it on his whatever is the equivalent of a shoulder for a rocket ship, whatever that would be, like on the dorsal fin. Do rockets have dorsal fin?
This one it's not a dorsal fin. It has like a little like it has like a
Justin, what did you do? What have you done?
What?
It's fine.
I know Kelsey, Andy, and I are all thinking the same thing.
I've okay.
What? It's
a fun rocket ship.
Yeah.
You guys are
That
dying.
buzzes.
It's a toy.
It's a world of toys. Okay.
It's pink.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful.
I don't know if I've ever bought one called a rocket ship.
As you put your hand there, you feel the vibrations kind of like and kind of calm down a bit, and the face kind of calms as well, and he says, right, sorry about that. I get a little spastic sometimes, get a little paranoid. You know, I've been in here for so long, I honestly don't know how to talk to people anymore.
Well,
anyway,
you and I can learn again how to talk to people. I could help.
Right. That sounds nice. Okay. And then as he says that, you hear a door open from the other side of the room. And as it does, some light pours in, and you get a better look at where you're at. And it's just like there's like 6 of these chain link kind of cages in this thing. And looking at the walls and whatnot, it's kind of that riveted metal, as if you're in some sort of like metal container, like that would be on like some sort of like a
shipping container or something.
Yeah, a shipping container. Cool. And walking in to the room, you see 2 figures. One is a I don't know if you saw earlier, but basically, without describing it again, it's that ultra shifter that turns into a boat.
Okay.
And the other one is another military mic, a new one. This one is dressed in like very, very dark clothing, again, plastic clothing attached to the body, and has like a dark kind of like physique. It's almost like some sort of like ninja military mic type character. No eyes, just kind of like a dark shroud of, kind of fabric and whatnot on the face. There's like a samurai sword at their side. And the 2 of them approach, and the ultra shifter says, looking at you as you with your outstretched hand, the ultra shifter says, well, look at this, Slade. Looks like the two criminals have made friends with each other. And the ninja turns and nods silently, and then looks back at you all. And the ultra shifter says, right, well, let's get to it. And she goes over and opens the cage that Monty's in and steps inside and walks over, and Monty's like, no, don't, please don't. And she just like snatches up Monty and starts walking out of the cage with him. And the 2 of them walk off into the darkness. The whole time Monty is just Xoxo, don't let them take me, Xoxo.
I can't do anything.
Yeah. And they slam the door shut, and you're back in darkness.
They didn't come to my thing?
Mm-mm.
Oh, right. Man, what a pickle I find myself stuck in. Hello? I want to scream hello. Like,
You
see if
just hear
there's
yourself
anybody else,
echoing
maybe.
back at you. Hello, 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 hello.
Oh, man. I really am in a conundrum.
I think that's a good moment to pause there and switch back to the other
Xoxo's
people.
life is his own adventure. We're
Yeah, it
just like
is.
the background
Seriously.
character. We're the
This is like... It's like the
Beautiful.
cautionary tale of not trying to be just helpful and nice to everybody. Every single
No, I disagree. I love that Xoxo
That's
keeps
the
meeting
lesson.
people and he wants to help them. I love
That's
it.
the lesson.
That's the lesson.
So
trust
the rest
anyone.
of you, Flick is resting, and Flick is resting. Olivia's kind of over by his side. Stretch is also over there, kind of conked out. Oodle is also resting, and the privates seem to be keeping watch over her and whatnot. The three of you are approached by the military Mike, the nicer one, who comes over and with the Fuzzbee at kind of his side, and the military Mike says, "Hey, I just wanted to apologize again for the hostilities early on. We're really not that bad once you get to know us. We were hoping we could maybe question you about some of the stuff that went down in a very, mutually friendly way. My name's Adam, by the way," and he kind of holds his hand out to anyone who will take it.
Hi, Adam.
I'd take it.
Rev looks at the hand and is sad.
He shakes Summer's hand, or he shakes Lucinda's hand, and then he shakes Summer's hand, and there's kind of just like a moment where he shakes your hand a little too long, Summer, and then he stops, and the Fuzzbee steps forward and says, "Right, follow us then," and then kind of waddles away. You all follow?
Summer is going to get Lucinda and Rev into a huddle. Yes, we'll follow you. One moment. And she's going to whisper and say, "Friends, I noticed that Flick doesn't have a tail. It's the one part of him that hasn't been fixed yet. How about we play a game and the first person who can find Flick a good tail wins?"
That sounds so fun! What a good time to play a game!
Yeah, and I think it'll bring us all closer together too.
What a good time to play a game!
Oh, we can do it on our way to them questioning us. We can just whatever
Yeah.
we find along the way.
Let's
Totally.
do it!
Perfect.
Yes, 100% down.
That is fantastic.
And I would like to play a game with my friends.
Yeah, I want each of you to roll plus smile.
Great.
Okay, hang on.
I'm using my special character mecha move, which is that if I play a game with a person, I can make a tie with them. I don't know if I have to roll. And I think Rev has the same move.
I do.
No.
Yeah, you still have to roll, but if
Okay.
no matter what, you're gonna tie from it. So
Okay.
we're gonna roll to see how the game goes. This time, because I think it's too late, you guys already rolled. It's gonna be plus smile, but in the future, I actually think it might be cooler if
Sorry.
I let each of you kind of decide how you're playing the game, like how you're what skills you're using to find such a thing, and then go basically roll based off of that. But keep going. So what'd you guys get?
7.
6.
7, 6, 7. Okay. So cool. So both of Summer and Rev, I think you two gain a tie because with each other, because what happens is Lucinda kind of finds something, and I'll let you decide what it is, Kelsey.
Okay.
And the two of you, though, you actually find the same thing, Summer and Rev, and you go and reach for it at the same time. And by reach for it, I mean Rev.
Gotta get it.
What do you want me to do?
Too
I'm
soon.
sorry.
Too soon.
Rev, you roll up to it at the same time Summer reaches for it, and like your tire hits her hand, and you're like, oh. And I'll let you guys. I'll let you decide what it is, because I don't
Like
want to.
I think it's like a Q-tip.
Fantastic. You found a Q-tip. Kelsey, what does Lucinda find?
Cotton swab.
A swab. I think, yeah, careful with that brand name. I think that Lucinda finds a chunk of the cement that has broken off. So it's like a rock, and she's just like, and it's a little big, so she's just like, and it's weighing her down, and she's like carrying it over to everybody, and she's really excited about it, but she found something.
Okay, fantastic.
The perfect bunny tail.
Good thunk.
So you guys bring these back together, and you're like, and you're all looking at each other. And I picture like we do a cutaway scene while this is happening, and Adam and the Fuzzbee are just like standing there like, what do you think's happening over there? And I don't know.
And I also love the idea that we're all just like giggling and running around like while we're doing it.
Yes.
Ha 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 ha.
Yes, Rev.
So you ultimately decide that the cotton swab is probably the better option, since they rolled higher.
It's fine.
And so
But that was a really good idea, Lucinda.
Thank you.
So you pocket that cotton swab for now, and you go ahead and add it to your inventory, and you walk. You follow Adam into it's an open. It's like outdoor, but it's kind of enclosed little space with a large makeshift table, and then he sits. He pulls over some little benches and whatnot, and some little stools and whatnot, so you all can sit down. The two of you can sit down. And
I put myself in park.
He moves some stuff, and then he kind of backs you up to a good parking space.
On a serious note, I love that Rev reminds us that the world needs to be a more accessible place.
That's right.
This is very true.
Even a post-apocalyptic toy world.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it. And so he sits down across from you, and he says, "Right. So, like I said before, my name's Adam. This is my best friend, Polly. And Polly says, yeah, hey, I'm Polly. They, them. What's up? And Adam says, right. So we are guards here at Boardberg. I have conveniently asked my sister if I could be the one to question you, just because I think you all have been through quite a lot, and I don't want to make things any worse. So let me just hear, where are you going? What's your goal here? You mentioned something about some friend.
Yes, and I apologize, Polly, for not asking your name previously. We were so caught up in the moment.
It's cool, everybody was yelling at each other, they got this, it's crazy.
We had been through quite a thing. We're not usually so discourteous. But how did you know we were there, and what made you come save us?
Oh, well, we heard a lot of we could see the waves kind of splashing out, and usually the terror only gets really upset whenever someone's down there, so we try to go check on anyone that we might find.
Her name was Barbara.
was that?
The terror?
Her name
The
is
ta-
Barbara.
Oh, wow, she has a name. I didn't even consider that. Wow, okay. Well, that's good. I have to say, you all seem very friendly with Barbara. Is that... Did you... And Adam's like, I think what he's trying to say, what they're trying to say is, you claim that you did not let Barbara out, per se. Let me tell you where we're coming from here. We call Barbara the Terror simply because not long ago, well, I don't know how time works. This is Justin talking now. A while back, Barbara ate a lot of our friends, a lot of our guards, just coming in from the river. We lost about 20-something people that day.
Whoa, 20?
And so she came back the next day, took about 5 more. So the final day, we were ready for her. We lured her in, and we trapped her inside there because she just kept coming back. We can't stop something that large. We can't take it down, so our only option was to trap it inside there, and whether you meant to or not, you let her out. And to be honest with you, the community just is a little uptight about knowing Barbara's back out there now, possibly coming to attack us again. So just it's a tricky situation all around, I think. Yeah, I'd say you have opened my eyes a little bit to the fact that Barbara has a name that's hard to hear, knowing that she killed many of my friends, but I'm gonna sit with that for a while, and okay.
Summer's just looking at Lucinda because Lucinda's the one who's good at talking to people.
So Lucinda's gonna go up to Polly and hold their hands and say,
I am so sorry for the friends that you lost.
and just sort of cry a moment. And then
Polly, little non-tears.
yeah, they're both just not
But
crying.
they're blinking their
they're-
eyes a lot, like they're definitely like feeling something.
But we did not intend to let loose a terror on the world. When I met Barbara, she told me that she was very scared in there. And Xoxo and I helped her get out to help us get out. So, now knowing what we know, I don't know what we would have done.
Is
But-
there? Sorry for interrupting, Lucinda.
Go for it, Rev.
I was just curious if there was something that we could do to maybe make sure that everyone is safe, where
Mhm.
Barbara can stay out, but still the community of Boardberg can stay safe.
Yes, maybe knowing that she can communicate and did keep us safe, maybe that would help us communicate with her and keep you safe.
Adam says, well, that's not actually a bad idea. I think we could, and he gets interrupted by a figure dropping down from behind him. And you see Captain Moon kind of like standing up and says, well, I think we've heard enough. Put him in the brig, and a few other action figures
wait.
come forward.
Wait, before, what if we could make something that would help you keep Barbara away from here?
I don't. You're saying this as they're all kind of being aggressive with you, and you're kind of and Adam and Polly both kind of like jump into and like are starting to like push them back, like, you know, don't no, it was fine. Why are you doing this and all this stuff? And Captain Moon is just talking over all of this chaos, saying, "Take it up with your sister, pal." And he kind of pushes you all forward. Rev, they're having trouble pushing you, but you see, I mean, they have your friends, and so what are you doing exactly, Rev?
Oh man. I see.
Also,
Yeah.
on the other side near the tents, you see all of the other friends that you guys have are all being kind of ushered by another large group over to a to a building.
Yeah, so if it was just me, I would probably try and do a little scuffle here to try and get out. But because they already have so many of my friends, I think I have to comply.
Okay. So you follow, and they all kind of have like some like different makeshift little poles and sharp things on them, just in case. Like they haven't used them yet, but you know they're there for intimidation. And Adam is kind of walking behind with Polly, and Adam says, "Hey, I'm real sorry about this guy. Look, I'm gonna get you. We're gonna get out of this. All right. I'm gonna talk to my sister. I'm sorry." In the distance, kind of fading away.
That's okay, Adam. Don't be afraid.
And you all are ushered into a big storage unit, storage container. The door opens. So you see coming inside all of your friends, and you're all kind of pushed into different cells and locked inside of them.
Do I see Xoxo?
You see Xoxo in a cell. In fact, the three of you are put in Xoxo's cell with him.
Xoxo!
Oh, hey, Xoxo.
The two of you are, Rev, you're too large to fit in that one, so you actually are put in a larger one by yourself. And
With Olivia.
What? Oh, is she still under me?
You never said she wasn't.
Well, I did, but that's okay.
She was off with Flick and Stretch.
Olivia can go wherever she wants because she's amorphous.
That's true.
When they come up with the guards, I want to say, hello, thank you for bringing my friends here. Would it be possible for me to speak with the leader?
Who is in charge here? Is it
Captain
Pat?
Moon just laughs. Yeah, good luck with that, friend.
Could I speak with you?
Behind him comes that ultra shifter, and they're holding. She's holding Monty in her hand, and Monty just looks like super like tired, and she opens up your cell and kind of chucks Monty in, and Captain Moon says, putting him back, Drift, and now you know her name is Drift. She says, yeah, didn't have much in him this time. See, we have some new prisoners, and Captain Moon says, yeah, looks like we might be at full house for a while, and turns, and they start walking away. You're all locked inside, and
Hey!
And Captain Moon stops and turns back.
And then I look to my friends, hoping that someone has a good idea of something to say.
Hey, I know that you guys are scared that people coming in from the outside into your place that you've built can be dangerous. But I promise you, everybody inside this cell right here, we just want to find our friend Peg, and we want to help you out as much as we can and make this world a better place for everybody living inside of it.
That's true.
You can roll.
Make friends?
You can roll make friends. I'm gonna
Is
give
that
you
smile?
a -1 on this.
No.
I'm helping him though,
How are you helping him?
because I said that's true, and I put my arm around Xoxo, and I'm like part of it.
I'm gonna say no on that. Sorry.
Okay, is it my smile?
Mussolini.
Jeez.
Really
Jeez.
leaning into the dictatorship vibe of this episode.
Yeah,
He's really leaning
so-
into the dictatorship
Dictatorship.
of this episode.
Monty.
What'd you get,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Wait, I don't know what. Okay, so it's smile. I've asked that like 4 times. It's smile
We're
-1,
busy.
right?
Yes.
Okay. I got an 8.
Right?
Okay. He stops for a second and he's like really listening to you. He says, you seem like a really nice guy, so I'm real sorry for what's gonna happen to you.
What is gonna happen
And then
to
he
us?
turns
I
around.
appreciate you
and
being sorry.
Wait, what
walks
is
out,
what is going to happen to us? Wait,
and the
please,
door slams.
please tell us. Oh,
And that's where we'll finish today's session.
what is gonna happen to us?
That's okay. No one keeps us anywhere we don't want to be.
How frustrating is it, Justin, to have protagonists who only just want to make friends with everybody they meet
Yeah.
and solve all of their problems non-violently?
It's not frustrating. It's interesting, and I mean that's part of the reason that this whole thing is named Childish Things, right? Because I
Uh-huh.
mean,
Yeah.
it's a very childish way to look at things, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
It's good.
It's so
It's-
wholesome.
it's innocent, it's pure, and I think that's it's fantastic. And I love the challenge of having to be bad people in a world where you guys are just all fucking little rays of
Not.
sunshine.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us today. If you watched live, we really appreciate you. And if you're watching not live, thank you so much for watching.
We don't appreciate it.
don't appreciate you.
Wake up on a
we very
Sunday
much do.
once.
Make sure you subscribe, ring the little bell if you're watching on YouTube, so you can get notifications for next week. We should be here same time, same place, ideally. So we'll see. Emma?
If you think you know what kind of toy Monty is, leave a comment below.
Oh lordy.
Hey, good stuff.
Goodness.
I
Justin,
realized when Drift
you-
brought Monty back, and I said I was like, oh no, that has the wrong.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Some implications there.
It's not what you think happened. It's very different. I promise.
Sure. Justin's
but-
frantically writing. Oh crap! Gotta get rid of that. Gotta get rid of that storyline.
Nothing biological is happening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be here next week. So stay safe out there. Wear masks, please.
Yep.
And we love you all. Have a good one.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Love you.